Welcome to I have had the mic off the whole time, so you probably haven't heard a goddamn thing I've said. Um, Hi. Hello. No one ever said I was good at this, or that I was smart, or that I knew what I was talking about. Except sometimes I do say that I know what I'm talking about. And sometimes I say that I'm smart. Both of those things are debatable, and depend on the topic, quite frankly. We're going to hope that you can see me, that the lighting is decent, and we're going to hope that you can hear me, because I've done like no testing of this. And we're also going to hope that it doesn't become 5,000 degrees in here, because I've got the window closed and the AC off, for the sake of this not being the noisiest stream in the history of live streams. So, welcome. If you are, in fact, watching this after the fact, as I anticipate nobody gonna be watching this right now, I'm Draco Self-Important. This is Rainbow Pill University, and I think you should listen to me. And we're gonna learn today about rainbow-capitalism, fasci slash Nazi capitalism, and how this all relates to Sydney Sweeney, apparently. So let's have fun with that. Let's boop pop on into here. We're in me looking at myself. Hi. Let me see. Can I find the actual ad? I think it's at like 30 seconds on this video here. Na-na-na-na-na. Yes, let's watch the ad that caused all the hubbub, and then we can discuss.
At the center.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Critics have accused the ad of playing up eugenics, that Sweeney's white skin color, blonde hair, and blue eyes were great.
So, yeah, that's the ad, if you haven't seen it. I think that that's, pretty obvious, as far as it being something that could be considered a dog whistle, right? Let me see. This is the ad that is on American Eagle's actual YouTube page. So this is the one that they're promoting.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has very jeans.
You see what I did there, right?
Anyway, let's move on from that to Sydney Sweeney's jeans campaign, which created major backlash. Okay.
I don't know why he wouldn't stop talking there. So, I think with both of those together, it's pretty clear that they were aiming for a double entendre, right? There's not really a deniability there when you go out of your way to make another ad where you're like, see, I'm going to suggest something here, but I'm not going to say it. But if you say it, I'm not going to say you're wrong. And then still following it up with that tagline that Sydney Sweeney has great genes. If you're missing the context here, what's being said is that, her blonde-haired, blue-eyed, white lady genes are the preferred genes, and the great genes in this case. This is eugenics talk, friends. This is Nazi talk, right? Now, we've covered this. Okay, gotcha. We don't need to go into a whole lot of detail about that. We've identified the dog whistle. Cool story. Let's talk about what it actually means politically and culturally, because that's way more fucking important at this point. So, let's talk about American Eagle's advertising here, right? Let's talk about what American Eagle does in addition to their using Sydney Sweeney. Let's see. So here's the Sydney Sweeney sales page. Now here is, and this is not from June, this is the currently up, the AE Pride. They have one of the Always Pride collections, I believe, but most of this is the, you know, on clearance after the fact. There's a whole Pride collection here. Right. Now, do we believe that American Eagle is a great champion for the queer community? Is this something based on their having this little baby Pride collection that we think is in fact the case? No, not particularly. Not if you have any concept of what rainbow capitalism is, right? Like, this is something that we've talked about forever and ever. They're going to paint a rainbow onto everything and try to sell it back to us. That does not mean that they support us, right? Remember, you know, that whole Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light situation and how the right threw a big giant baby fit about it? Let's just put a little pin in that. But, you know, there have been many cultural, you know, hubbubs, as it were, over different corporations doing queer shit, or doing shit that is got a queer veneer, if you will. Target, you know, being one of them. Target also has gone out of their way to, in the past, be very vocal about supporting black businesses. And they have backed off on both of those fronts in the face of, you know, the obviously more white supremacist, fascist attitudes that are, you know, sort of dominating pop culture. They didn't mean it then, right? The Target does not give a shit about black-owned businesses. Target does not give a shit about queer people. And Target does not give a shit about Nazis and fascism, as long as they're still raking in the dollars. When it comes to capitalism, when it comes to corporations, we live in a uniparty system. There is no left. It's all right-wing. It's all just billionaires getting backed by corporations that get considered people for some godforsaken reason. It's... So, when Bud Light made, like, one six-pack of cans with a trans lady's face on it, and, like, one fucking commercial, everybody, you know, like, on the right threw a big giant fit, and all the libs and everyone left of libs, you know, we trolled them, right? Because it's ridiculous, because it's just an ad campaign. And you know as well as I do that they don't actually fucking support us. So why in God's name are we out here acting like this American Eagle campaign is anything more than the same fucking, it's, you know, it's fucking fasci washing, right? Like, I don't know what the fuck color we're, you know, assigning to this bullshit, but, you know, we're painting it with the, yeah, we're gonna back, I guess it is true whitewashing, as it were. You know, we're gonna drop that very obvious white supremacist sentiment with just enough plausible deniability to be like, no, it's just because she's hot, and you're just ruining fun, and, you know. And, you know, I have been as big an edgelord douchebag in my past, and currently, in a lot of ways, as, you know, anyone else. So I can't really, but, guys, so let's not take the bait. Let's use this as an opportunity to not have this gigantic reaction the next time a company drops a line like this, the next time a company does this shit, because there's more coming, because this worked so well. So can we learn the lesson and not blow up the next fucking fascist, white supremacist, obviously Nazi dog whistle ad campaign to, drastic proportions, I feel like that would probably be a good plan, right? Because we are doing the marketing for them at this point. I get that this is a big deal in that culturally it says a lot that we are openly just like, this isn't a Tucker Carlson ad. Like, this is just, now, as far as Sydney Sweeney goes, and whether or not, because apparently it has come out that she is and has been a registered Republican. There was photographs of her at a family event where she's surrounded by people in MAGA hats and whatever. I personally have no fucking vested interest in Sydney Sweeney whatsoever. I think that we put entirely too much value on what the fuck celebrities think anyway. We have no idea if what they're saying is the truth or a lie, or they're... I just, having that parasocial relationship, fuck her, whatever, If you want to write her off because she's done this, awesome. If you want to continue to support her because there's no ethical consumption under capitalism, and there's no ethical production under capitalism either, so, like, fuck it, whatever. You do you. I am too fucking old to have watched Euphoria because I am no longer at an age where I romanticize teenage drama. I have teenagers, and so that sort of bullshit, watching teenagers do drugs and have risky sex and shit isn't fun for me. It's more of a horror show. And also, I'm not the sort of creep that would be my age and be like, yeah, I really like to watch those. Yeah, I don't look at Sydney Sweeney and think she's hot. I get why other people would, but, like, she's a child to me, man. Like, young enough to actually be my child. Like, that's somebody else's fucking audience. So, like, I don't give a shit. She's not someone that I have any vested emotional interest in to care whether or not she is, in fact, herself a Nazi. Do I think that she's, like, a Nazi? No. I think that she's just, a rich kid who has not thought about the shit for more than 5 minutes. Was probably sold on it as a joke. Maybe she does believe it. I don't fucking know. But, like, is Sydney Sweeney really that fucking important in the long run? Like, culturally? I don't know, man. She's only gonna be hot for so long. But the takeaway here is, yeah, it's fascist. Yep, it's a dog whistle. Just like the rainbow washing, they don't fucking... It's bullshit. It's just capitalist pandering. They will pander to anyone if you give them the dollars. So let's not take the bait next time. Let's not make a big deal out of it. Let's just fucking ignore it. Because if we all just go, whatever, and move on, it's not going to get all the press. And then what? Right? If the shit doesn't work, they stop doing it. I'm just saying. Because at this point, the pushback isn't enough. There are not enough people who are going to acknowledge that this was done intentionally. Because, like, when you look at the way that every company markets everything, they don't mean any of it. None of it is genuine. None of it. And it's like they're going to pick different... Do your best to consume in a way that, doesn't ruin everyone's life all over the world. But, like, let's be honest. The jeans are made in sweatshops, right? Like, I don't think that these are, like, Hasanabe ideology, American union-made fucking articles of clothing here. So really, regardless of if they're painting a rainbow on it or if they're zig heiling next to it, it's not good either way. So, make the best choices you can, kids, but can we please not do this again? I don't know, what do you think? Questions, comments, concerns, please leave it in the comments below. comment an otter somewhere. Oh, I have this tiny purple otter, and I don't know what to name it. I think it's going to live in my car. The car's name is Judy, but I don't know what the otter's name will be. Yeah, it's unimportant. At any rate, I love you. Be safe.